Welcome to Rayo Energy Wednesday meditation. I'm so glad you could join. Beginning to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Allowing the spring air to seep in gently and seep out again gently. And placing your feet on the ground, whether you're in shoes or barefoot, whether you're inside, outside, and just knead the ground a little bit with your feet. Feel the earth or the floor, the carpet, the pillow beneath your feet. Building an awareness and bringing a subtle sensitivity to the bottom of the feet. And sit back and relax. I'd like you to begin to bring to mind a beautiful forest ahead of you. You can see this visual if you're a visual person, or you can feel this environment if you're more of a sensory person, smelling the environment, reaching out and touching elements of the environment, feeling the wind on your skin, and simply knowing that you're in this location is perfect. Beginning to breathe in the smells of this forest, whether it's a dark, deep, evergreen forest or a willow forest along a creek, a forest of cacti, a tropical rainforest. You can feel the fresh air on your skin, seeing myriad shades of green. Perhaps the sun is glinting off some of these shades, some of the leaves in the trees. Perhaps there's a mist wafting around you, settling among the trees and the flora. And I'd like you to begin to walk in this space, to step forward on a trail that's leading out ahead of you into this forest. Bringing attention to your feet again and how they feel on the soil of this trail. Perhaps you want to dig your feet a little bit into the soil to really ground yourself in this environment. And as you step out forward on this trail and begin to walk through this beautiful forest, you can feel the trail beginning to slope upward. Just gently, nothing strenuous. And you realize that you're at the base of a beautiful mountain. And you start to see or feel how this trail is winding up the face of the mountain, perhaps winding around it in a beautiful spiral shape. And as you walk, you notice some beautiful stones on your path, or perhaps your feet brush these stones and you can feel the surface of them. And you may want to reach down and pick one up, hold it, feel its energy, or admire its beautiful edges, the different layers of stone encased in it. And you set this stone back down on this path and continue walking. Feeling a deeper and deeper sense of peace and ease as you move through this beautiful, gentle, safe forest. As if you're being held by the flora around you, by the earth beneath your feet. As you walk slowly and feel your feet on the ground, you begin to feel any tension drifting, melting out of the muscles. You notice that your breathing slows. You notice that your shoulders and your neck are beginning to release and relax. Feeling your lungs able to expand just a little bit more as the rib cage expands, as the intercostal muscles release, as the diaphragm muscle relaxes. And as you walk on this trail, you notice the tiny, beautiful drops of dew covering the leaves on either side of the path. And the way the sun is glinting off these beautiful dewdrops like glitter on the leaves. And you stop to admire one of these tiny drops kneeling down to get as close as you can and see all these subtle, tiny details in the reflection of this dewdrop. And as you look so closely at these details, you notice the veins in the leaf that's holding this dewdrop. And you see a reflection of the cells in your own skin and your own body, the veins running through your own body reflected here in the leaf, and feeling the vitality, the aliveness of this leaf, just like you feel your own body. And you gently reach a finger out to share this dewdrop from the leaf, feeling that tiny bit of coolness on the tip of your finger, and seeing the same reflections in this dewdrop as it sits on your fingertip, just as it did on the leaf. In your hand, holding this beautiful reflection of 1,000 suns, this beautiful drop of photonic wisdom on the tip of your finger. And you slowly stand again and begin to step forward on this trail up the mountain. And as you step forward, you notice or hear some rustling in the bushes just ahead of you. And out emerges an animal guide for you today. And your animal guide might be slightly shy. They might take a moment to fully emerge and show themselves to you. Or they may already have met you. They may be so excited and exuberant about being your guide today, about connecting with you today. You might already sense them or see them. And you introduce yourself to this animal guide and ask what they would like to be called or named on this day, in this moment. And you get a feeling sense of your animal guide. You can feel their energy, their love, their support, their knowing. And you can feel your body relax even more in their presence. Feeling that you have this knowing guide next to you, walking you up this mountain. So you and your guide continue forward together. Up this path shrouded by beautiful flora. Walking on this stable, supportive earth and stone beneath your feet. And as you walk up this mountain, your guide begins to point out different things along the way to see or to smell or to listen to that are particularly for you, that will support you on this walk up the mountain. Take a few breaths and allow your guide to show you around as you continue upward, allowing all your senses to open, allowing your mind to soften and to clear, and allowing your heart to open to anything that your guide would like to share with you and show you today. And as you walk together with this animal guide up the mountain, you start to notice that there are other creatures joining your trail, joining your walk. And out of the corner of your eye, you notice a dragonfly has swooped in to follow this walk up the mountain. And you can sense or hear the hopping of a family of rabbits brushing through the bushes, skittering among the trees beside the path. And you notice little beady eyes among the forest, trees and bushes around you as you walk, gathering, joining this procession up the hill. And you sense a growing warmth, a greater presence in your heart center as more and more beautiful little creatures join this procession. You begin to feel more and more supported, as if the beautiful energies of these animals are literally lifting you up this mountain. You can feel a sense of being buoyed, as if your body has a lightness to it, is merely floating up this mountain. And you may be able to sense or hear or see the outlines and structures of these animals. You may be able to identify them, and you may just feel their presence and know that there is a host of wildlife that is here gathering to support this walk up the mountain. And you begin to feel a growing curiosity about what this walk is for. What is the purpose of this procession? And this curiosity is drawing your feet up the mountain, is drawing you forward. This positive attraction, drawing you higher and higher up to the top of this mountain. And you emerge at the top into this gorgeous meadow, a mountaintop meadow. And the trees open up, and in the center of this meadow appears to be a glassy pond, a beautiful, still pond, surrounded by beautiful stones, solid, majestic stones. And as you walk through the meadow and approach this body of water, you notice that the host of wildlife that has been supporting you up this mountain has also begun to approach the pond. And you can see and feel their excitement. You can see the brightness in their eyes as they approach this beautiful water. You can feel this billowing of energy, this bubbling of excitement among the animals and the critters. And you can feel a deep, deep stillness as you approach this pond. You feel everything in your body settle. You feel a deeper magnetism between your feet and the earth as you tread closer and closer to this pond. You can feel the freshness and the coolness emanating from this water. The power of this pristine water is so tangible that you practically feel immersed in it as you step toward it. You can feel a soft fluidity washing down over your body. And as you look on, the gathering of wildlife around you creeps right up to the pond's edge, and they begin to dive into the pond. There is a deer that steps gingerly into the waters and wades up to her knees. And there is a fox that leaps into the water and is rolling around in the shallows like this is the most playful, funnest thing it's ever done. And there are little mice sipping little sips from this pond at the water's edge, and dragonflies darting across the surface of the pond. And all the other animals that have waded into this gorgeous water, dove headfirst in, all of them are frolicking and playing before your eyes. And you may just hear them or sense them or know that this is happening too. But the joy is tangible. The enthusiasm is so great. And you feel drawn to step into this magical pond yourself. And as these critters emerge from the pond, as they dip and play in it and lift their heads, you see a brightness come upon them, a lightness, an illumination around them that is so wondrous. And as you dip your toe into the water, you feel a shimmering run up through your leg, up to the top of your head. And as you pace into the shallows of this water, you feel a refreshment that you've never felt before. You feel a deep softening in the stomach, a deep release in the lumbar of your back. You wiggle your toes into the sand underneath the water and feel the stability of this earth supporting this beautiful body of water, allowing it to gather here for our healing and our play. And you feel the pond inviting you farther in. And you just step in as deep as feels good to your body today. Feeling these gentle, supportive waters, clarifying your energy field, balancing the energies in the body. You feel it healing any particular wounds you may have physically or energetically at this moment. And you feel so utterly refreshed and recharged. Any mental churning that held your attention before has melted away. Any obsessive thoughts or stuckness in the mind has softened. Any physical tensions in the muscles have been drawn away by the power of this water. Any parched parts of the body or of the energy fields have been restored. And you feel so alive, so available, so open, so lit, so full of bright energy. You can feel the illumination in your own body that you once saw in the animals frolicking around you. And you take a few breaths to just stand here in this water, in this beautiful pond, surrounded by the joy of these animals, these critters, and surrounded by the peace of this forest at the top of this beautiful mountain. You take one last deep breath in, standing in this beautiful lake, surrounded by friends, surrounded by this supportive, healing energy. And as you begin to wade out of this beautiful pond, your animal friends and your animal guide are escorting you back down into the forest, down this beautiful mountain. And the walk feels effortless. You feel the beautiful breeze supporting you, the earth beneath your feet, the rustling of the breeze in the trees, the footsteps of your animal friends beside you. You feel the loving presence of the animal guide leading you down the mountain. And you feel so refreshed and whole from your visit to the pond. You feel all attachments melt, and you feel your movement has become more fluid as you step down the mountain, literally moving through life like water. And as the flow of these beings, as the flow of your own body reaches the base of this mountain, you kneel down, placing both hands on the soil, and offer deep thanks to your animal friends and your animal guide who has walked you to this beautiful pond and delivered you back home so safely. And you thank the trees for holding the space around you and the roots for supporting your feet. You thank the winds for guiding you up the mountain. And you thank yourself for trusting this nature around you and for making this journey up the mountain. You thank yourself for being brave to step into the water and receive this healing today. And you know that as you step forward into your evening, the rest of your morning, your day, the days to come, that you'll bring this fluidity with you. You'll bring this ability to receive healing with you, to soften your movements, to soften your thoughts, and to expand the love in your heart. Thank you for being here today. Much love.